All right, so I had the privilege to talk with the Isazas over FaceTime. And so this is a part one of two videos where I would just kind of talk to them about broadly what they do in Colombia. And I hope that it's an encouragement to you. Please find Katie Izaza on Facebook and give her a follow, and also see if you can sign up to their newsletter. And they do also have a blog. And read up on some of the things that they've been doing and see where they have needs so that you can be praying for them. So enjoy this conversation. Okay, we're hoping to call Katie Izaza. So we'll see if we connect or not.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
It worked.
It worked. Yay.
Well, hey, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too.
So first things first, tell us who you guys are, who you serve with, and where do you serve?
Okay, my name is Julio Isazas, and I'm originally from Colombia, but I moved to the U.S. in 2006 and to go to the school there. And then in 2012, we came back to Colombia again. Okay. So we serve with Evangelical Covenant Church in Colombia. We are right now in the city of Medellin.
And I'm Katie Isazas, originally from Minnesota, but serving as a family in Medellin since 2012 with our two boys. We have a 14-year-old and a soon-to-be 12-year-old.
Okay. And so to kind of finish off this first little spot, and this might be a hard question to answer succinctly, but what do you guys do then? I saw on your website there's a lot of training, classes. Kind of give me a broad understanding of what you guys do in Colombia.
Right now, I focus more on theological education and peace building. So the Covenant in Colombia has been trying to train their pastors and leaders for a long time. Yeah. They have a biblical institute, but it has been hard to put that together. So there have been some training, but not very organized. Okay. So in 2018, they asked me to be their advisor for the theological education. Okay. And I began to do something. So from 2019 to right now, we have been able to do some kind of more formal education with people from different. We have about 180 students, people from all over Colombia. Wow. And before COVID-19, we were doing like personal classes, like in person. Mm-hmm. But because of COVID-19, we began to do like online classes. Yeah. And it has been better to online classes because there are more people who can have access to the education. Yeah. So I focus on theological education and also peace building. I was able to do a master's degree here in conflict and peace because I wanted to be able to have some kind of education that will help me to serve in other areas, not only theology but all areas. So there is a two project here, youth project who work with peace and reconciliation through art or to other kind of classes. So I train them in some ways, the theological aspect of that, conflict transformations and stuff. So this is what I focus. Okay.
You've been like an advisor to both of those
like an advisor for those
projects.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
And I think along those lines, like our kind of like overall like umbrella ministry is that of formation, right? So forming leaders, theologically through classes. The two areas that I've really been serving in have been with youth ministry and children's ministry. So you have local churches and they have volunteer youth leaders, volunteer children's ministers. And one of the needs that's been identified is training for these local leaders. So I work here within the region, I work nationally, trying to help kind of form some networks and ways that leaders can share the resources they have. They can do trainings together. We also did a year-long certificate program in 2021. Wow. Children's ministry, we had 40 children's ministry leaders online.
Okay, wow.
a course in children's ministry, because again, that's been the need. Like we need to know how to better serve the kids in our community. So I'll travel to different places. I'll go to different churches here locally. We just had a church that said we are brand new leaders. No one knows how to, and we have 40 kids. What do we do?
Wow.
So I'll go with other leaders and we'll offer training. So that's kind of children's ministry. And then youth ministry, the Covenant has a national youth organization. And a couple of years ago, they came to us and said, we want to do a formational process with youth leaders because many of us are leaders, but we've never been formed. We've never been trained how to lead. Yeah. So we've been working with them through the years. Then COVID hit. But we've developed kind of a 2-year process for youth leaders that will be start taking place in August. We just this past weekend had 20 youth leaders in our home for training, for a weekend-long training. And then they will go back to their cities and towns and they will invite other youth leaders into the process of being formed in areas of identity, relationship with God, leadership, and then specifically youth ministry. So I've been helping write curriculum. I've been helping, again, just kind of organize and then provide just some, again, consulting and just being that extra person that they can come to when they need to talk.
There's also, in Colombia, there are 4 Christian universities who are legally approved by the National Education. Yeah. So I serve with 2 of them. There is one here in Medellin. So I teach classes there in the university. There is another one in the city of Bogota. Sometimes they ask me to advise them or to teach some classes. So I try to do that, to teach some classes too.
And the wonderful thing is the theological education that we've been doing has been in partnership with the university here in Medellin, Christian University. So they're providing the professors, they're providing, again, certificates for the students when they finish. So it's been a really, really cool partnership between this particular university and the Covenant Church of Colombia.
Yeah.